The following audio may contain the personal testimonials of some independent OPTAVIA coaches or clients of OPTAVIA. The results relayed in these messages are based on the unique experiences of the participants, and we cannot guarantee like or similar outcomes. While you may be inspired by these accounts, please note that any stories of success have not been verified, and your individual path to healthy living and weight loss will vary. As always, it is our recommendation that you consult with a healthcare provider before starting a weight loss program. In addition, this audio may contain income or earnings representations of some independent OPTAVIA coaches. OPTAVIA makes no guarantee of financial success. Success with OPTAVIA results from successful sales efforts, which requires hard work, diligence, skill, persistence, competence, and leadership. Please see the OPTAVIA income disclosure statement for statistics on actual earnings of coaches under the U.S. compensation plan, which differs from the international compensation plan. Yours in health, the OPTAVIA team.
Tonight is all about inspiring stories of transformation because, OPTAVIA, I think a lot of times pick up where diets leave off. Mm-hmm. And really, I invited you all to stay with me tonight to really talk about the rewards of coaching through inspirational stories. And Tia, I know for a while there when you and I lost weight, you began to pay it forward before I did. What were some of the early signs that you wanted to think about paying it forward and become a coach?
Well, the number one sign was our accountability. And I remember I was about 20 pounds down, and all of my friends were, inquiring about how can I get, I want to do this too. And I remember referring a couple of my friends to my coach. And it was really through accountability that he said, Tia, they trust you. They, you have connection with them. And so I really jumped into coaching, number one, for accountability and also the community aspect. I was really looking for, I was in my late 20s, just turning 30, and I was really looking for a place to grow and belong. And so OPTAVIA was definitely that place for me to land. I feel like I've grown up within OPTAVIA.
Yeah, for sure. And I was just thinking, some of you might have clients or friends that you're thinking of, man, I would love for them to know the blessings of OPTAVIA and what a coaching might look like. Feel free to shoot them over this Zoom link right now. Would love to have them back on and share a little bit, what that might hear tonight, because we have a couple more guests, too.
Yes, we do. Right? Amazing guests coming up.
And that's what OPTAVIA is about. It's lifelong transformation, one healthy habit at a time. And you can't leave out healthy, because sometimes it's just habits. But it's one healthy habit at a time. And, I love our program itself. Yes, it's built on the four components. Mm-hmm. The four components is like our lifeline and the lifeline of the program.
Because when maybe one we're not leaning into as heavy, it seems like we're leaning into one of the areas. These four components have really set, I feel like, the trajectory of our life. So when I might not have been totally all in my 5-in-1 program, the community really helped say, Tia, it's okay. It's okay if you gain 5 pounds or 10 pounds back, jump back in, get back into momentum. And the Habits of Health transformational system has really helped get this mind healthy. It was 30 years I had been having habits of, going to the pantry and, just different ways I reacted to stress triggers. And so the Habits of Health transformational system really helped retrain this brain, both reading it and getting on the Zooms every week. So really helped get, just build that confidence within me that I can do this.
That's right. And seeing her confidence. And when she started becoming a coach, at first I was like, oh man, here goes my wife doing who knows what. But what was interesting was, I used to own a furniture store, and 2008 slaughtered me. And I don't mean to be dramatic, but it was. 2008 was the worst year I think that I can ever remember. And it was a really hard year. And, the year after that, I started getting healthy, but I was really tied up in owning my furniture store, and I loved my small business. I enjoyed taking care of my customers. But my stress of the company was coming at a huge cost with my time with the family, and also my health, because I was wearing my furniture store.
Yes, you
Like
were.
literally, let's just say my chest had dropped through my drawers, okay? Because it was just all going downhill. It was not a good thing. That's what they used to call furniture disease, when your chest
And
would
your
drop
skin
through
had a little
drawers.
bit of a red tone, which wasn't a good sign.
No, it sure
Yeah.
wasn't. But
Yeah.
I began to get healthy, and I never saw myself as a health coach. In fact, if you would have saw me years ago, you'd have been like, yeah, Doug would never be hosting a call like this. I was the big guy. But I saw her having so much fun, and I saw her kind of cackling and giggling with some of her clients. And, after losing weight and gaining it a few different times, I'm like, man, what would happen if I started applying the habits of health, but also reinforce what I'm already doing?
Yeah.
And I started guiding and leading a few other friends through the program. And I tell you, Tia, I don't want to put too crazy words in your mouth, but it's like you got your husband back.
I did.
Tell him about how you got your husband back.
I did. And I just saw him, watch the breakthrough I was having and the excitement I was having, the text messages I was getting from clients, how they were getting, pulling their jeans back on and just having the energy to be active with their kids and get back down on the floor. And I felt like as Doug kind of watched me, and then he began to wake up more to like, wow. And when he started coaching your own clients, just watching you come back alive and seeing you in your gifting. I mean, and not that he wasn't in his gifting when we had brick and mortar furniture stores, but he came alive in being able to really empathize and come alongside people. So I'm just so grateful to coaching and what it's provided. Just to have us just be in our unique ability and giving us something that we get to wake up every day and reinforce our decision to be healthy.
That's right. And before I bring on Rachael, you said it, Tia, it reinforces your decision to be healthy. Paying it forward makes a difference, even if it's just in one life.
Yeah.
You can make a difference in one person's life. Coaching is pretty fun and rewarding.
It is.
And help a few friends out just to recommit to your decision to make sure you can stay on the program and stay healthy. I mean, it's very fulfilling. And, not only do you begin to leave a legacy for your own family, but you begin to pass on the legacy to other people's family. And speaking of legacy, I want to head all the way down to Texas to Miss Rachael. And I've asked her to come on and share tonight her amazing transformation story, but also the reasons that she decided to pay it forward and the difference that she's making in her family, her town, and now really all over the U.S. So Rachael, it's good to have you.
Hi, you guys. I am so honored to be here. Like they said, I am Rachael Morris. The person you see here is not how I started. Had about 45 extra pounds on me. I was a new mom. I had a 4-month-old, and I was in the midst of, I had 2 babies, but I was in the midst of a deep battle with postpartum depression. On the outside, you would have seen this person that she had it all together. She had this great job. I had this great job in the oil and gas industry. I was the girl in the cute outfits. You didn't know what was happening deep down inside. You saw something, the facade that I put up. And I started coaching 3 weeks in. I had only lost 8 pounds out of my 45-pound journey. So I definitely wasn't, you wouldn't have thought I was ready to coach because I was only 8 pounds down, but I was more equipped to coach at that point than I was the people I was coaching. So I was just one step ahead, which was great. I started with my dad, and then I went on to my friend, and it was great because my job, although it looked great on the outside and it was this, what would have looked on the outside as this successful person, it was not providing me with any passion or any purpose. It was just a job. It paid the bills. It paid the bills really well. I had a great income. So I did not have a financial need. That is not why I decided to coach. It was not about money. I wanted something for me. And I think sometimes as a mom, we can have a little bit of guilt with that. And let me just say, it's okay to want something for just you, something that fills your cup and brings you joy. And that's very much what coaching did for me. It filled my cup and gave me joy in a season where, oh my gosh, I needed it so bad. Because on the inside, I was struggling with postpartum depression. And let me just say, in a season where you don't feel your best and you have a lot of stress around you and just a lot weighing on your shoulders, the best way to turn that around is love on other people. I can't tell you how many times in my life where I've had a really difficult season. And because I have this coaching outlet and the people that I get to love on all the time and my clients and my community, it pulls me out of those dark seasons and it brings me joy, and it's a light, honestly. So I want to fast forward though, because I think a lot of you maybe on this call can actually relate to this next part of my story. I had the great job, right? I had so much financial security. I had the health insurance. I had the great nameplate. I had all the things, right? About 6 months into my coaching journey, I got a paycheck on a Friday. I wasn't supposed to get a paycheck, which, if you know, in the corporate world, that's never a good thing. They're not going to pay you extra. So I found out randomly that I was going to be let go. Our entire department was getting let go. So we're a 2-income household. That was a huge blow to our family. Mentally, I was in shock. I had no clue that was coming. So that amount of income that was coming in for our family and paying our bills and providing this great life for my kids was gone in a blink of an eye. Sound familiar? Some of us are kind of going through that right now, right? And we're having a lot of uncertainty. We'll just say it's a lot of uncertainty right now. So for me, what was so incredibly great is that because of health coaching, I was actually able to replace that corporate income, and very quickly, actually. After I lost my corporate job, I was replacing that income, and all that stress of not knowing what I was going to do. Was I going to have to go to find another job? Like, I haven't interviewed in so long. I don't even know what to do for an interview. I didn't have to worry about any of that because I had health coaching, and it was there, and it caught me when the bottom fell out in our life. So I'm so grateful for health coaching and all that it has provided for our family, because honestly, we're also in a season of uncertainty. My husband is in the oil and gas industry, and we know how volatile that can be, especially right now with oil prices. There's a lot of uncertainty around his job. But for once in my life, I'm not scared because I have health coaching. For once in my life, I have a savings account. I've never had a savings account in my adult life, which is so sad, but that's actually a lot of people. I have a savings account now. And I know if, God forbid, my husband was to lose his job and it was solely dependent on health coaching, because this is my full-time job now, I would be fine. Our family would be fine. We would be okay. So I'm so grateful that I decided in a season of not knowing if I was going to be good enough, if I was going to be a good coach, because I was only 8 pounds down, that I decided to kick fear in the face and take that next step and go for health coaching and just decide to step into the unknown, because it has honestly been the biggest blessing for myself, for my mental health, for just my marriage, my family, and obviously for our family financially. So I'm so grateful.
You know what? We can tell you're grateful, Rachael, and we love your heart.
Yeah.
And just to see what you've done, for you and your
a
family.
lot of people.
Yeah, and so many other people. And that's the beauty of it, Tia, is that anytime an OPTAVIA coach is being blessed financially is because somebody else's life is being transformed physically and probably mentally and everything through the components.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the joy of getting to pay it forward. We usually come into this because we just wanted to get healthy ourselves. And then so many people are needing this hope and are needing health in our world today. And I think tonight is just, we're sharing that energy with you because this has absolutely changed our life, and just want to show that health and hope is possible for you as well.
That's right. I also do want to be very clear that any statements or things made, or these are individual stories, and OPTAVIA makes no guarantees or income claims that can happen for you. Each and every story is independent of their own. But Tia, because of that is exactly why we offer the trilogy of optimal health. Because think about, Tia, you know this, but you're being my good sounding board right now. Think about a healthy mind, a healthy body, or healthy finances. They all contribute to the overall well-being. When I used to have a store, it provided okay, but it came at the cost of my time.
Yep, in your mind.
And my mind and my healthy body. Mm-hmm. But we had seasons of blessing.
Yeah. Right?
But other times people have one or the other. It's very rare that you meet a person with a complete balance in all three. And that's really the pursuit of the best version of ourselves, so we can have the opportunity to grow in all these areas. Isn't that right?
And really looking at the whole person. So I remember when I first saw this graph and saying, yeah, I want that. I want that healthy mind. I'm experiencing that healthy body, and I want that healthy finance. I want to take the pressure. For me at the time, it was literally just accountability that we weren't going to gain our weight back, and just take a little bit of financial burden off of Doug, and to be able to help some of my friends reclaim health for themselves. So this was huge for me to begin to be like, oh, you can actually create all three.
Yeah.
And that's what we're saying through stepping into this process, just like the life book and the habits of health. We're saying through stepping into it over the last 10 years, I can say I have created a more healthy body. I've created a more healthy mind, and I've created more healthy finances, one incremental step at a time.
Yep, most definitely. So, how does it work for coaches? Well, it all comes through relationships.
Mm-hmm.
Your friends, your social media friends. Really, it's helping another through relationship, one-on-one conversations, really focusing on optimal well-being. I do love the advantage of being self-employed and independent, especially working from home. Especially right now. There are some huge advantages of being able to support clients anywhere, in any state, and also overseas. Full-time and part-time opportunities, really, it's up to you. You have the opportunity to create that. And Tia, probably one of the favorites of coaching is that no inventory is required. In fact, the company doesn't even allow us to stock inventory. Isn't that cool?
That's right. And it's flexible, but not optional. It's a flexible business that you can work from anywhere, but it's not optional. Like, it does take you devoting time to making those connections and living your health out loud and committing to this. So
hold up. I want to pause real quick. So you're saying it's not optional to connect with other people?
No. I mean,
Nice.
If you want to create a health coaching practice and you want to build this, it's going to take some time.
Yeah, it does. And the time is investing in another person.
That's
sharing the gift, or sharing how the program has worked for you with somebody else. And, the neat thing is OPTAVIA does compensate you, for doing that. And the great thing is that there's no quotas or monthly purchases required. We don't have time for that. And we provide the training and support.
Right here.
Like calls like this, your coach, we have a great training system.
Yeah.
And of course, your health coach will also teach you how to be a health coach.
That's right.
Something we call the mentorship team is a support model. And, the great thing is you get to work at your own pace. And if you want to help one person, you want to make a difference in one person's life, I say thank you and congratulations. If you want to help 100, thank you and congratulations. Tia and I cannot get America healthy or the world healthy on our own, and we wouldn't even begin to try. Well, we have tried. It doesn't work. But we're better by doing it together, because you right now have influence with 200 to 300 people that I don't. And I have influence with 200 to 300 people that you don't. But together, we make up the OPTAVIA community, and all of us sharing this gift with others. And it's really, really so powerful. Well, John, I wanted to bring you on last. You're a good friend of mine. I know you live up in Northern California, and you and your wife, Kristen, have just done some really, really neat things through your physical health, but also the rewards of coaching. So I'm going to have you wrap up with our last story, and how has OPTAVIA blessed your life?
That's a loaded question. I mean, how has OPTAVIA blessed our life? We definitely don't have enough time in the call for me to answer that fully. I will say this: I found, or OPTAVIA found me, but found OPTAVIA because I thought I just needed one of those little pieces. I thought I needed healthy body. I knew, probably, if I was honest with myself, I needed healthy mind and healthy finances, but I was not in a place to admit that and even be honest with myself. And so the first step for us was a healthy body. And thankfully, because of OPTAVIA and the structure that their fuelings give and the program and the habits of health, I lost 40 pounds and felt great. But in that process, I discovered what I really needed was a healthy mind and healthy finances. In fact, that picture that Doug put up was my wife and I, 3 kids. That was our oldest, Braden, who's 10 years old. And we were at Disneyland. And 5 years ago, if I went to Disneyland, it was because somebody paid for us. It was a family member paid for the trip. It was somebody blessed us, and I was grateful for it, but we were living in a box where I didn't know how to dream beyond the box that I was in. I come from a ministry background, and my wife and I had started a church. And in the process of that, I was working 2 and sometimes 3 jobs outside of the church just to make ends meet. And honestly, I was frustrated with my personal self. I was frustrated in our marriage. I was frustrated as a parent. I was just not showing up in almost every area I was supposed to show up in. I was falling, and I was failing, and I was struggling. And I couldn't dream for my family. I couldn't dream for my kids. And OPTAVIA taught me how to dream again for my family. And because of OPTAVIA and because of helping other people and paying this gift forward, that picture was my wife and I taking our son on a 10-year-old trip because he just turned 10. And we were able to fully pay for it and not go into debt for it. And be able to give him one of the greatest memories, not just for him, but for us. One of the greatest trips we've ever been on, to be able to take him. And guess what? We'll be able to take our daughters when they turn 10, because that's a tradition we're starting, is a 10-year-old trip where we get to take them. And guess what? We don't have to stress out about how much it's going to cost. And it's not just about money. That's not yes, it provides things, but really for us, it's the whole healthy mind, healthy body, healthy finances. In fact, Doug called me today and said, hey, would you share today? And I was just about ready to do an at-home title boxing workout at home. And I'm going to tell you guys, because I became a coach, it's the number one thing that has helped me maintain and stay focused on my health goals, was becoming a coach. So you might be on this call and be like, man, I'm losing the weight, but I'm afraid when I stop program that I'm going to go back to old habits. Can I tell you, becoming a coach is the best thing you can do to stay accountable to your own health journey. It is the number one thing for me that's kept me accountable to my health journey. And I saw somebody in the chat saying, man, hearing all this is great. Coaching might be for me. Can I tell you something? I think it is for you, but can I tell you something else? It's not just for you. It's for your friends and family who their lives are going to be changed because you say yes. Because when we decided to become coaches, I had no idea I wasn't just changing our lives. I was changing literally thousands of people's around us. But most important to me, I was changing my kids' lives. I was changing their futures. And now we're dreaming so much bigger than we could ever dream. And can I tell you, we're not just dreaming for us. We get to dream for others now. Because at one point, Doug and Thea looked at my wife and I, and they dreamt for us. They said, hey, I believe in you guys when we couldn't believe in ourselves. And now we get the amazing opportunity and privilege to dream for other people and say, hey, I believe in you, even if you can't believe in yourself. We get to contend for people. And guess what, guys? There's challenging times all the time. And so I want to leave you with this question is, what are you anchored to? Because here's the thing. To know the strength of your anchor, you have to go through storms. And I can tell you right now, we may be in a challenging time, but guess what? There's going to be challenging times that come and go. There's going to be trials that come and go. And what you anchor to, there's a lot of people that put their anchor, like Rachael said, in the corporate world, and they found out that wasn't very strong because somebody else controlled that. For me, my number one anchor is my faith, but I got to tell you, the community of OPTAVIA is another piece of my anchor. And I know how strong it is because when I go through trials, I know I can hold on to those two things for me, my faith and my OPTAVIA community, and I'm going to get through. And it's because I decided to pay it forward and coach and help other people transform their life that my life continues to be transformed. So I cannot thank Doug and Thea enough. I can't thank OPTAVIA enough because it's not only changing my life, it's changing my marriage, it's changing my kids' lives, and there's thousands of people that we get the privilege to walk hand in hand with and watch their lives be transformed. So thank you for letting me be a part of this amazing community. It's the best thing I could ever do.
Well, John, OPTAVIA thanks you.
Yeah.
Because, I know it took a lot of it took a lot of courage to overcome the fear of what other people are going to think. I never saw myself as a health coach. You thought you had your career and your ministry focused, and you did. You just didn't realize it had a little bit of a what is it called, a off ramp and get a redirect. And because you did have the courage to step out, the lives that would have never found us, that would have never found another coach. They trusted you.
Yeah.
They trusted you. And friends, tonight, watching this, listening to this, there's someone out there tonight that trusts you.
Yeah.
That might not that they don't trust me, they don't know me, but you're showing up today in their news feeds. And you can be that voice. You can be that light that guides them. And your coach will guide you each and every step of the way, won't they too?
That is what this journey is all about. I mean, when you've been on your health journey, now your health coach becomes your mentor and your business coach, and you get plugged into this amazing, not just Wednesday nights, but we have Monday night leadership calls and things like that
That's
we'll
right.
plug you into. And really, this sets the course and the trajectory of your life. You saying yes to not holding this to yourself and literally saying, wow, who else in my world needs this breakthrough, needs health? And if this not just inspired you, but woke you up tonight, reach out to the person that invited you, because we want to come alongside you, hear your why, help you strategize of how you can take the action steps to really begin to pay this gift of health forward and to live your health and your life out loud.
And that's the great part, for $200, you can become a health coach, and your coach will guide you, and we'll train you here collectively as an extended community of your health community. Now it's just, you get a whole nother coach community. So we're swimming and we're doing this thing. We're swimming in the pool of health together.
Yeah.
So join our OPTAVIA mission, really creating lifelong transformation, one healthy habit at a time. God bless, my friends. Good night.
Good night.
This audio may have contained the personal testimonials of some independent OPTAVIA coaches or clients of OPTAVIA. The results relayed in these messages are based on the unique experiences of the participants, and we cannot guarantee like or similar outcomes. While you may be inspired by these accounts, please note that any stories of success have not been verified, and your individual path to optimal health will vary. As always, it is our recommendation that you consult with a healthcare provider before starting a weight loss program. In addition, this audio may have contained income or earnings representations of some independent OPTAVIA coaches. OPTAVIA makes no guarantee of financial success. Success with OPTAVIA results from successful sales efforts, which requires hard work, diligence, skill, persistence, competence, and leadership. Please see the OPTAVIA income disclosure statement for statistics on actual earnings of coaches under the U.S. compensation plan, which differs from the international compensation plan. Yours in health, the OPTAVIA team.